One day I was sitting in my car and I was waiting for my grandson to come out of school. And out of nowhere, this thought just smacked me dead in the face. Midlife hit me fast, financially. Let's just say I was not ready. You ever had that moment like you've been parked in life carpool lane, wondering how the bills are going to get paid, kids' tuition going to get paid, the car that they drive, and then cancer diagnosis all smacked me all at the same time. Yeah, that was me. But here, the funny part is, I didn't feel defeated. Actually, I feel clear. Yeah, I said to myself, girl, you about to start over again. But this time, you're doing it with wisdom, with faith, and maybe with a little more humor than before. Yes. And honestly, I'm good with that. I'm at peace with what I haven't done and finally ready to follow the path God has laid out for me. Because I believe when you stop fighting what's gone, we finally get to rise again. So, sisters, today, let's talk about what it really looks like to pivot in midlife, financially, emotionally, and spiritually, without shame, without panic, and with just enough sass to make the journey feel lighter.
Layers peeling back one by one, wrinkles whisper where the time has gone, a tear in my eye from the sting of truth.
Welcome back, beautiful Iron family. We're kicking off a brand new season. And I just want to pause here before we go any farther, because for me, this moment is not just another episode. It is a rise again moment. Some of you know, life hit me with several setbacks. It knocked me down. And if you listen to my previous episode, you maybe it's done the same for you. But here's the truth. God not finished with us yet. He's still writing our story. That's why this season is called Rise Again. Because even in the middle of menopause, midlife shift, financial pivots, family changes, all the layers we peel back, there are always another rise waiting for us. Proverbs 24:16 says, the righteous falls 7 times, yet they rise again. That's my verse for this season. And if you're listening right now, I want you to claim it as yours. Before I dive totally into the show, I just wanted to tell you how the season gonna flow, how Rise Again, and what you can expect for this season. The show is built on 4 pillars: reset, identity, healing, and opportunity. These are not just random themes. They're the layers God walked me through, and they're guide how we move together. Yes, how the show is gonna move and flow for the next 20 episodes. Here's what you can expect. I shared my own stories, the raw, the funny, the faith-filled moments that shake me. Then we'll pause. We'll go into a teaching block where I give you some practical steps and reflection. questions that you can actually use. Think of it as a mix of stories, strategies, and scriptures, all layered so you can laugh, learn, and lean into God's plan for your life. So let's get in today's message, because I've got a story for you that might just be the wake up call you did not know you needed. So, my story, my wake up call, my reset was when in my midlife, I was going downhill. Like, once you hit a certain age, you're supposed to ride this wave out. For me, midlife was an alarm clock, a straight up loud Holy Spirit alarm clock. When I started my podcast back in May, I honestly thought, oh, this is going to be something, a little side thing. And I then found out it was not going to be that. It didn't turn out to be a little side thing. I actually had people DM me and enjoyed what I was talking about, and it started rolling. So then, after all these messages of words of things for people that said to me, you need to keep doing this content. I'm learning a lot. And then I started leaning back and I said, oh, okay, let me look at this a little deeper. Then I leaned into my faith-based side of it. And the response doubled. God was showing me clear as day, Andrea, this is the lane I want you in. So I fast forward to June. I wrapped my series. I kept putting out content. And meanwhile, God was dealing with me. I was praying, asking what's next, Lord. And while I was wrestling with that, I was also learning a whole new language, AI. I leaned into learning AI. I was soaking it all in, experimenting, training, figuring it out, and how to use it for my podcast. That's when people started again saying, hey, how you doing all of this and how you moving your business along? I want to know. And that's when the first light bulb went off to me. And I was like, okay, this wasn't about me in the podcast. This was about me teaching, guiding, and helping other women rise again. I was like, okay, I accepted that and started moving forward on that. Then my daughter, God had another layer for me, came to me and said, Mom, can you homeschool Isaiah? I'll pay you. Now, granted, I wasn't getting any income in, but a little money that I had set aside as my slush fund for about 6 months. So I was living off of that, exhausted all of disability for my job, the family leave. So then I said, well, okay, I think I could do that. I felt good. I stayed close to God. I stayed before him. So it felt good. And he didn't tell me anything different. Grandson is autistic. And so I said, I have a master's in STEM education, a teacher certificate, teaching math. So I thought, okay, I can do this. I can see doing this. But the main role it wasn't academic for my grandson. It was social, which meant I had to be in the community, showing up, creating space for him to grow. And somehow, even in that, God was shaping me, teaching me how to build flexibility in my day, into my work and trust. His rhythm was his, not mine. So here's the wake up call. I saw my lane, podcasting, writing, coaching, helping women in midlife find clarity and start again. I got a new book coming, The Natural Menopause Healing Toolbook Kit. I've been telling you about that. It'll be a CTA later. I've got another book coming. Also, I'm launching Project Clarity. where I'm taking 20 women into a seminar to help them start their own business and move forward like I have. The message God gave me, and I want you to hear this, is He didn't bring you this far to leave you, just like He hasn't left me. Midlife is not too late. It is the perfect time to pivot, reset, and step into things you thought were gone. That was my wake-up call. I have some tips that helped me along the way in my reset. Let me be honest. Midlife hit me like a wake-up call. The ground shifted under my feet. I thought I had 10 more good years on the clock on that steady job, that steady plan I had built out. But no, life had other things. And if you're listening right now, I bet you felt it too. I know. Here's how it happened to me. First came the clarity. God gave me direction, and I had to listen. That purpose came before the money piece. And that's important to remember. I had to stop, breathe, and ask, Lord, what do you want from me in this season? Okay? Then came the reality check. I wasn't where I wanted to be financially. The money, like I said, ran out on disability. Retirement wasn't yet in reach because I still had a good 10 more years based on what they say, but not on my time. So at the time, my kids were just out of college. I had real estate. But what is real estate if it ain't liquid? The type of funds I needed to move forward in a business venture. Bills still came due every month, so I had to pivot. Not for a place of choice, but for a place of survival, okay? And here's what I learned. There are 3 questions you got to ask yourself in midlife. What does God want from me? That's the anchor. The next question is, what do I want for myself? Because you matters too. I mean, you have a say. And the third question is, so what is my financial reality? Do I have the runway to make a pivot, or like I was, forced into it and needed to figure it out quick? Now, here are my 3 tips that came out of that. My tip 1 was start with purpose. Don't chase money. If it's going to cost you peace, get clear on what God is asking of you first. Tip 2, face your numbers. Look at your retirement, your emergency fund, your assets. Write them down. It's about clarity. 3, pivot with wisdom. If you have time, plan it. If you don't, like me, you'll pivot and make the best of what you got. Either way, you'll move forward. And let me say this, purpose and finance go hand in hand. One without the other will keep you stuck. Now, here's the good news. I got a simple 1-page midlife self-check quiz. Yes, that lines up with everything I just shared. It'll help you walk through those 3 questions for yourself and see exactly where you stand today. You can grab it for free. Just check the link below in the show notes. It's there. Because let's be real, midlife isn't the end of the story. It's the season where you finally get to write it your way. The next section be covering in this series is identity. It's reframing your life. It's when I hit my own middle of the road moment. I had to choose. And I had some choices to make. Believe the old story. Midlife was about slowing down, shrinking back, and fading into the background. Or I could rewrite a new one. That midlife is a reset button, a chance to use everything I've learned and step into my next level with boldness. I chose the second. I didn't do it alone. At first, I had to humble myself enough to mentor. Someone more seasoned poured into me while I was still finding my footing. And now I find myself on the other side, mentoring women who are where I used to be. That cycle of growth, it's not about pretending you have it all figured out. It's about letting people see the journey, how you move from confusion, clarity, and confidence. Okay? That's how you become an expert. Not because you know everything, but because you have walked it.
Morning breaks on a brand new climb. Shadows fade in the light this time. Every scar tells a seedling's tale. What was weak now will not fail.
For me, the midlife reset meant a few practical shifts. Number one, reframing the narrative. Instead of me getting older, I started saying, I'm getting clearer. I stopped seeing age as a decline and started seeing it as my competitive advantage. Mhm. Number two, I adopted tools that work. AI became a lifeline. It wasn't about chasing trends, it was about streamlining my business, finding my voice, and then multiplying my output without multiplying my stress. Yes. Three, put faith into action. I learned that praying without a plan leaves you stuck. You gotta have it. My faith had to move with my feet. Yes. When God say write, I wrote. When he said teach, I taught. And number four was build in a community. I started showing up in small groups, online rooms, chase meetings, and realized I'm not alone. Five, teach what you're learning. Mentoring is not about being perfect. It's about being available. Okay. So now on that practical sheet that you received is some things I want you to do. Midlife reset steps for you. Write down one limited belief you carry about midlife and flip it into a powerful statement. Two, choose one tool, tech, AI, or even a simple planner that can help you. Join one group, online or locally, where you can learn and share. And then I want you to ask yourself, who can I mentor with what I already know? This is your collective reset. Midlife isn't a slow phase. It's the brightest chapter yet. It's if you chose clarity over confusion. Now, midlife reinvention isn't about starting from scratch. It's about reframing the season as one powerful statement. You already gathered decades of wisdom, resilience, and grit. Now it's about shifting directions with courage, adopting new tools, and letting faith fuel your forward movement. Yes, reinventing thrives on three things: learning, staying teachable, seeking mentorship, and gaining new knowledge. Actions, putting faith and ideas into motion instead of sitting community, linking arms with others, giving back, and creating support systems that carry you through. You are now just resetting, you are reinventing and leading others into their own next chapter. The reflection questions in this area is long. Go and download the sheet but I just give you a few in each section. Learning and mentorship. Who do you look to as a mentor in the season of your life, and what lessons are they teaching you? Another one in action and faith in motion. What is one small step you can take this week to put your faith into action? There's 3 questions in that area also. The next one is community and leadership. Who around you need the wisdom you already gained? And then the final area is closing reflection. If you fully embrace reinventing, what new version of yourself would emerge in the next 6 months? Okay, I have finished my natural menopause healing tool. It's not a book you can put on your top shelf. It will help you with the 40 most common menopause, like hot flashes, brain fogs, low energy, libido, all kind of different things that we go through, for forgetfulness. So this book addresses all of them with a natural remedies, at least 4 to 5 or more per each section of the book. And then the book has several bonus sheets. This is where the book has gotten so big. It talks about all of your vitamins, understanding what vitamins that are good for our body, which is your vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3s, the calciums. It also addresses the doctor information. It gives you all the questions. It gives you all the blood work. Book is a journey. It has your health information that you can put in, because I know I hate going and they always ask for my health history. It has a section for health history. You fill this out, keep it in the book. Every time you go to a new doctor, you just pull it out and give it to them. It's done, because I can never remember everything that has happened to me for the last 30, 40 years. So it is there. It has sections for you to keep your doctor's information. It is there. So this is why this book has taken me a little longer, but it is coming. I am working diligently on that. But yes, go to beautifulonions.com. In the next week, we will drop a pre-sale on the book. So next.
Morning breaks on a brand new climb. Shadows fade in the light this time. Every scar tells a seed.
After that break, let's move on to the third level, or the third pillar, which is dealing with healing. This is where in midlife, healing isn't a finish line, it's a journey. It's not about pretending the past didn't happen, but about making peace with it. It's not about rushing the present, but tending to it with care. And it's not about fearing the future, but protecting the wholeness. You're building steps by step to heal. It's never a one and done deal. It's a rhythm, a choice, and a practice. We keep working on it every day. We keep walking to it every day. And what I'm trying to tell you, it's like a transition in our life. And that the heartbeat of beautiful onions, layer by layer, we shed, we grow, and we rise again. Healing doesn't erase your story, it reclaims it. It says, I can look at my scars, okay, and see survival. I can look at my mess and see the message God planted there. And I can keep walking forward with hope. Hmm. My healing story, like I say, started back in March when I hit the final breakdown. If you go back and listen, if you hadn't heard, if you go back and listen to the previous 6 episodes, you can hear about what happened to me during that time when I started the first episode of my podcast. That's where I make you stop and say, no more. And that's what I said. I couldn't take it no more. Something had to change. That's when I realized I needed time, real time for me, not just a weekend, spa day, self care people throw around on Instagram. No, I meant deep work. I needed to heal from things I had been caring for over 40 years. To face the hurt, I needed to accept it and give myself permission to let it go. I had to look in the mirror and love the woman I've become. Even with the scars, I had to remember myself. God still has more for me to do. And that shift, it gave me peace. Peace looks like spending time outside. Yes. Don't know what the mystery flower is, but I love it to death. In the morning, soaking in quiet mornings, it looks like saying no to chaos and walking away from anything that's disrupt my spirit. It looks like rolling out of bed after crying all night and saying, sister, you still gotta rise again. Part of my healing came from building rhythms that nurtured me, gardening, planting natural foods, and taking care of my body. Another part came from pouring into others. Beautiful Onions wasn't just a brand, it was God's path for me. Mentoring women who face trauma or diagnosis showed me that healing multiples, when you share it, that's what we got to do. Hear what I've learned. Healing isn't one and done. It's daily. It's weekly. It's ongoing. And now I walk with a plan for peace. If it's not peaceful, I exit the room. Bye. See you later. Walk away. I'm done. If it doesn't feed my spirit, I don't serve it at a seat at my table. Healing for me is active, intentional, and lifelong. Okay. Here is some practical steps I learned. If you're in your own midlife healing season, here's how to start. 1, choose peace daily. Healing begins with what you allow in your space. If it drains your spirit, step away. Protect peace like it's your paycheck. Number 2, build rhythm, not rescue. Healing is about waiting for one big breakthrough. It's about daily habits, walks outside, journaling, praying, nourishing your foods, because I love to eat some good foods. That strength you layer by layer. 3, make healing active. Cry when you need to. Rest when you need to. But always rise again. Healing grows when you move, create, and mentor. Number 4 is plant something. Whether it is a tomato in your backyard or a new dream in your journal. Planting reminds you growth is still possible. Okay? 5, don't heal alone. Healing expands when you share it. Find a mentor or a group or be the mentor for someone else. God didn't design healing to be silent. It's a community work. Reflect. This is the Healing Reset Journal download and in the link where you can write on, make copies. One thing you release today, write one thing you planted, literally or figuratively, or one way you protect your peace. So that is the prompt for that area, because healing isn't a moment, it's a rhythm, how you move. And sister, you get to decide that beat. Okay, we moving on.
Morning breaks in the light this time. Every scar tells a seedling's tale. What was weak now.
All right, we're moving on to the next last section of the last pillar for this season of what we'll be talking about, and it will be midlife opportunities. Midlife isn't a closed door. There's all kind of opportunities out there. Some doors are not meant for us. So the right opportunity has to feel aligned with what God sent. And they show up when we're willing to stay present with Him. So, what I'm saying here, opportunities doesn't mean chase everything. It means recognize the doors He opened and having the courage to walk through them. Okay. So, that's what I'm learning in this season. Opportunities are less about chance and more about clarity. If I don't spend time with God, I can't tell which door, okay, He wants me to go through, or is that a distraction? But when I lean in, when I listen, I can feel the difference and I can step into the new thing without fear. So you have to spend time to know that difference. So in my story, if you had asked me a year ago or even 6 months ago where I be now, I wouldn't have guessed this. After my cancer diagnosis, I couldn't work anymore. I was exhausted. I was uncertain and asking God, how am I going to take care of myself? What's next? And that's when I made the decision, Lord, I will walk through whatever door you open. Just guide me. The first door looked simple. Start a podcast. I was like, okay. I seen David Shands one afternoon while I was sitting. I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I joined the community. So I did that. Then the second thing came. It was like, okay, I might need to learn AI. I had no idea what this was change, anything in my life. But I said, hey, let me give it a shot. So I got the tool. I started learning AI, and it shifted my whole workflow. It gave me confidence. It let me build beautiful onions into something bigger. That's when women started noticing. They reached out, Andrea, can you help me? Can you show me how you doing this? And in those conversations, new opportunities was born, consulting, mentoring, guiding other women who were in their own midlife crossroads. That's where Project Clarity was birthed, a program walking 10 to 20 women at a time, finding their voice, starting businesses, or simply getting the clarity they need to move forward. And here's why I can pour into them the way I do. Midlife isn't an empathy season. It's a stacking season. Yeah, stacking season. We're gathering so many skills across our lifetime. For me, my stacking was I was accountant, I was real estate, I'm a business owner, I'm a STEM education, teaching in the school system, assurance adjuster, and finally I became a project manager. So for you, it might be something different, but all of us have a wide base of experience. In midlife, we finally get to pull those pieces together, layer them on top of one another, and use them to brand a new way. That's the power of stacking skills, turning life lessons into new opportunities. And here's the full circle part. The very thing I thought would break me, losing my job, losing financial stability, became the step for the income I control now. Podcasting, consulting, writing books, creating communities, enjoy talking to people. The opportunity showed up when I stopped waiting and started moving my feet with God. So here's what I know. Opportunities don't come from sitting still. They come from showing up, sharing openly, giving freely, and trusting that what you pour out, He'll multiply back. Okay? Teaching block for this midlife opportunity steps is number 1, stay in God's presence. You won't recognize His door if you don't sit with Him. Daily prayer and time in His word. 2, say yes to learning. New tools like AI or new skills you never thought you'd try. Lean into them. Learning open doors. 3, respond to people who ask of you. Often, your opportunities are hidden in someone else's question. If people keep asking you the same thing, pay attention. That's a door. 4, create income you control. Don't just chase hard work for someone else. Build opportunities that lets you own your time, your income, and your future. 5, share. Don't gatekeep. The more you give, the more you grow. Midlife opportunities multiply when you open the door for someone else too. The reflection questions in the freebie download will be an opportunity map. Write down one door God has opened for you recently. List 3 skills you already have that could be stacked into something new. Stacking skills. 3, one person who's been asking you for help. What could that mean? And decide one bold yes you say this month. Because opportunity isn't random, it's a rhythm also. And sister, you're ready for the next door. All right, we finished opportunity. We have finished the pillar of my series of what I'm going to talk about. Okay, I need a call to action before I let you go. First, I want to invite you to take one powerful next step. I poured my heart into creating something that I know will bless and support you on your journey. My brand new book, I need you to go in the next week, Natural Menopause Healing, and register for a pre-sale on that for me. I do need that. I need for you to also tell a friend, let them know, forward this video to them. Tell them this can help them. Go to definitely beautifulonions.com. Something else that is there. As you went through my show at different breaks, I played my theme song, which is The Beautiful Onions, Peeling Through Grace. I have another request from you, and that is go to Beautiful Onions. The theme song for this Rise Again, I need for you to vote. It's 3 songs there. I need for you to vote for it. I'm only going to have it open for a week, probably the end of this week. And I want to be able to play the theme song for Rise Again for the next 20 episodes. So please go choose the theme song. I just want to say this, friend, I want you to hear me. You are not behind. You are not too late in midlife. God's timing for you is still perfect. Every layer you've been shedding, the stress, the confusion, the doubts, it's all part of Him revealing the onion layer of your life. Until the beauty part shines through, walk with hope, not fear. And remember, new chapters are still being written with your name on them. I have a quick prayer. Lord, thank you for my sisters listening today. Remind her that she is loved, called, and chosen. Thank you, Jesus, for this season. Give her peace in her decisions and joy in her journey. Let her next step be guided by your wisdom. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Also, if you need an affirmation, I do have one for you. I love affirmations. I am walking in clarity. I am walking in purpose and trust that every step I take aligns with the future God has prepared for me. All right, family. That's all my time today. This is Andrea, and I have poured in to Beautiful Onions, peeling back the layers, midlife with faith, laughter, and real talk. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube at beautifulonions.com. Go to my page, beautifulonions.com. Subscribe, get my free material, resources, listen to register for the new ebook of natural menopause healing, and also choose the theme song for Rise Again this session. Because I have a lot of stuff there, a lot of resources, a lot of material. Just spend time on my page and getting things that you need to help you with this season. All right, family, signing off for today, and peeling back the layers of midlife with laughter, faith, and real talk. Don't forget, reset, identity, healing, and opportunity. Until next time, keep peeling back the layers and keep walking with clarity.